Hello all and welcome to the Fox Accord. You're probably wondering why I'm all dressed up. Last night I watched Scent Explore. It's a big expo for the fragrance world, and watched a little bit of the bow tie fragrance guy talk a little bit, got me inspired, so I went on a 3-hour kick of watching his content. Hence the suit, plus I have a dinner and I wanted to look fresh. Jacket's getting a little tight. I gained that pandemic 26, but I'm trying to lose it. But let's get into it. Welcome to the Fox Accord. I talk about fragrances, I review them. I just love to talk about them. If that is your jam, your type of thing, or if you're interested in fragrances at all, hit that like button, subscribe, comment below. Like I said, I just like to talk about them. It's a fun thing for me. But yeah, I had to catch up. I had my dad in town. It was awesome. He was picking his fragrances of the day, and we were sharing all this together. We did a video together where he does some first impressions and gives his 2 cents on the fragrance community. So it was a fun week. Let's get into my rotation. The 7 days, 7 fragrances. Lucky number 7. Let's do it. This number 1 is from John Varvatos. It was a recommendation from TLTG Reviews. I did a fragrance haul about a week or so ago, and yeah, I lucked out. And some of the fragrances he mentioned, one of which I've been wanting, was John Varvatos, Nick Jonas. I think this one is Crimson. I believe so. It doesn't say it on the bottle, does it? I don't want to give you guys wrong information, but I'll leave it in the description. Crimson, guys, solid pickup. It is warm, it's spicy. It has, I believe, like a leather note, some fruity notes in it. You know what? The DNA. You know what? The DNA is pleasant. It's a good one. I'm not gonna front. Besides the name that it says Nick Jonas, this thing is a solid pickup. It might be a little redundant or not really wow you if you have a big collection, but for a $30 frag, if you see this in Marshall's, TJ Maxx, or on discounters, it's a nice, pleasant, warm, spicy, woodsy. I think there's oud or leather in this. It smells great. I got average longevity out of it, like 2 hours of projection, about 5 hours, and then it became a skin scent. And I was doing some labor type work. But yeah, Monday, John Varvatos, Nick Jonas, Crimson. Who would have thunk it? Not a bad one. Check that out. Tuesday came around, and I wanted to smell as fresh as I look right now. And with that said, I picked this up in the same haul as I picked up Nick Jonas. Couldn't believe it. It was in Ross, and here it is. Prada Lombloo was in the glass case near the register when I was checking out. It's a fresh, beautiful, powdery scent, kind of like fresh dryer sheets. Most inoffensive scent ever. You're just gonna smell fresh and lovely, like fresh laundry. Is awesome. Little creaminess, lipstick kind of thing going on with the iris that's in it, but you can't go wrong. It's an easy blind buy, in my opinion, unless you don't like the smell of laundry. But it's soapy, it's delicious. It's Prada Lombloo. Keep your eyes out during the holidays, guys. Sometimes you can get some good grabs at these discounters and these rack stores. Day 3. I was picking up my father at the airport. It was a little gloomy out. I was in a very excited mood. And yeah, I went with Pure Havane by Mugler. Just wanted to smell good picking up my dad. Not too crazy, but sweet. Knew I was going to get a big old hug. It's a very just sweet, decadent style tobacco, sweet tobacco. It's easy. It's in that same vein as like a Naxos. Just, I feel like a little less sweet, a little bit more playful. This was delicious. It started off my dad's trip that his son smelled good after he saw him for the first time in 3 years. Thursday came along, was taking my dad out. We were doing some lunch, showing him around town. He went with, his scent of the day was Fahrenheit Parfum. I was very proud of him. That is a very lovely smelling fragrance. And for me, I went with, so we're on Thursday, Custom National Soul. The Bowtie Fragrance guy gives this a ton of love. Max Forte does. A couple others I've seen break this out, but I don't know why it's not talked about more often on fall list and winter list. This is one of my favorite designer fragrances, and my favorite personally from Custom National Soul. It's boozy, it's spicy, it's got a boozy leathery thing going on. It's super unique. Smells niche. Guys, I wouldn't blind buy this, because if you haven't really put your nose on some boozy leather suede style fragrances, I never say just this is the sexiest thing alive, go buy this. I personally can't get enough of this scent. It makes my mind go crazy. I love it. Oh, it's a masterpiece in my opinion. So Thursday, I was going out with my dad, was feeling a lot of soul, being with my Papa Dukes. So I went with Custom National Soul. It is a delicious one. Get a decant. Friday, I was feeling fresh. The weather jumped up to 70. That's unheard of for December where I'm at. I just got this in, my first fragrance, and I got a discovery type set with some 15 milliliters, and they all smell great. I'm gonna get into those at another time. But from Navitus Parfums, Navus, it is citrus, it's bright, it's refreshing, it's got a grapefruit, beautiful grapefruit, kind of fresh, almost, I don't want to say like that fresh citrus kind of bright shower jelly thing going on to my nose on the first spray. That grapefruit's really prominent. It's in the same vein and very similar, because I have both, to Roja Parfums, Elysium. I feel like this one is a little bit fresher and stronger grapefruit. If there's grapefruit in Roja, I gotta check that list out. But the grapefruit's pretty awesome in this one, and I'm not a big grapefruit fan. I do like citruses, but this, lovely. So Friday, guys, if you haven't, it's been out for a minute. Navus Parfum from Navitus. I believe Steven from Redolescence is involved in this line. Yeah, he is. I'm not sure if he is involved with this fragrance in particular, but for my first scent, I don't have many freshies or bright, refreshing stuff. It's very minimal compared to the gourmands, the darker, boozy, and just darker fragrances I lean toward. But for 70-degree weather, pulled me a compliment, so it works. It was my first time wearing it. Delicious. I love this stuff. Killer from Navitus. Navus. So Saturday came along. Had to drop my pops off. I was sad. I was in a darker mood, but I still was in a playful mood, because it was only 3 days after 3 years seeing my dad, but we had some great eats. Him just being interested in my fragrance thing. He always knew I liked them, but we haven't seen each other in years, and my collection has grown immensely and my love for it. And he jumped on in. So, and one of his favorite colognes was Armani Code, the original one with the little rubber top that nobody talks about anymore. But I don't have that one, but I did have Armani Code Absolu. So we rocked the same fragrance into the airport when I was dropping him off. It's just lovely. It's dark, it's sweet. It's got that, Armani DNA. It's just warm and cozy. It's a little spicy. It's just lovely. This is kind of newer to my collection too. I've talked about it, but I see why a lot of people like this. I'm digging this one. Oh yeah, definitely for me, blind buy worthy, guys. If you haven't checked this one out, it's been out a minute. A lovely, beautiful scent. On to the next. Sunday came around. I was feeling like, I was just lounging around day after Scent Explorer, the day after my pops left. And, I was feeling a little, sad and all that stuff that he had to go so soon. But I went with the classic after I got out of the shower. Well, not a classic, but after I took a shower, I was in the mood for, and I haven't pulled this out a lot because I have quite a few Dior's that I grab for first, but it's a lovely, lovely scent, some leather in it. The Dior Om Intense, has similarities to Dior Om Original and, hints of it. It's a different fragrance. I'm not saying it smells the same, but it's still, you get that lipsticky iris thing going on, like a suede, woodsy, powdery kind of, but like that iris kind of powder, makeup-y scent. I love this stuff. It's super sexy in my opinion. You smell warm, you smell comforting. I can't really see anybody being too offended by this unless you feel it leans a little feminine, because some people have smelt it on me and said, you're wearing women's perfume, and I'm like, your nose is amateur hour, son. But yep, so that was my Sunday. Dior Om Intense. It's a fingerprint magnet. I like it. I should break it out more often. But yeah, there's my 7-day rotation. I wanted to get through it kind of quickly. I tend to leave some crazy long videos, but if you guys haven't checked out, I added my father and I's conversation. He does first impressions of 10 fragrances I pulled off my shelf. He was not expecting to smell that many. He was a sport and very interested, but it was a pretty epic combo. If you're into the fragrance game, it might be something heartwarming to watch, and somebody that's, interested and just wowed by some fragrances I put in front of them. It's definitely a fun time. Guys, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button and like button. Please do that. I will love you forever and ever and ever. And comment below. Let me know what you've been wearing. Maybe recommend some fragrances to me. I'll get samples or a bottle of it, and we'll have a little bit of fun. So I'm in a rush. I want to take my sexy self and just tell everybody I love you. With that said, peace, love, stay safe, smell foxy. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna take my sexy self and go. Peace, guys.